Now, I don't always do these like in 10-second things, but I thought in today's video we have to because the hype is real, so like in the next 10 seconds if you're excited for the Season X event and don't want your game to crash. Hey guys, it's Postboxpat, welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down the final 2 tapes audio. Absolute awesome video today. If you haven't checked out the previous 2, I recommend seeing them because they are awesome. They go over tape 1 and tape 2. They're kind of joint together, so technically 4 tapes, but you get what I mean. They've been put out in separate days. So this is really awesome. We're on to the final tape now, and then obviously the event. So these tapes are the teaser for the event technically. So we're now on the 3rd teaser, and we may see even Fortnite tweet out these tapes as an audio kind of video for people to check out. I do think that could be possible for the teaser for Season 11. We haven't seen any teasers so far for Season 11, but if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Roughly 60% of you guys right now aren't already subscribed, and you will be subscribing to your #1 map change and storyline content on YouTube. I also cover a variety of Fortnite news daily as well in these videos and in separate videos, so you guys can stay tuned for that as well. I am a legit creator, not one of them creators who just talk nonsense and you just don't understand what they're on about because they don't know themselves. So let's get into this and start where we are at with these tapes. So take a little listen to them right now.
What I didn't factor was that the only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself. Thus this hasty and primitive recording, and why now I find myself looped. Activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will be the end.
So you just heard the most recent 2 tapes that we've got for today's update. You can actually unlock the White Scientist variant, which is an awesome secret skin for the Season X event. If you want to see that video, I have it on my channel on how to unlock that, but we're going to be breaking down what we've got. Also, don't forget to go and register code Postboxpat for Season 10, or Season 10 technically for the rest of the skins, because we'll probably get a skin around the event, and the Halloween skins, and then Season 11 as well, so make sure you've got code Postboxpat entered in for all that sort of stuff. Let me know down below your Epic Games name, and I'll be gifting you guys some stuff in Season 11 very, very soon, guys. Alright, so what we've got here is the actual tape. So first off, it says, what I didn't factor was the only way to trigger the device from within the loop itself, thus the hasty and primitive recording, and why now he's like stuttering there, I find myself looped. So he's basically saying there the only way to trigger the device was actually inside the loop itself, which he is in. And one thing to consider that he is inside the loop, the visitor, is the rocket in the Season X trailer has been flying through these portals inside this huge looped universe. Now, if you're a little bit confused what I'm on about, I recommend checking out part 1 and part 2 because that breaks down the first 2 tapes, but let's keep going and we will be mentioning parts from them. So in the previous parts, I was explaining how the visitor himself was just basically teleporting from section to section and explaining all the science behind it, and he was kind of going into detail about what's the power on the map, how is it going to work and stuff like that. And now he's found himself in this loop, or the 7 versions of him are all in the loop at this one moment in time. So we've hit that point now, guys, and the next statement in the tapes goes, activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will be the end. So if we activate the beacon, which I guess we don't know what the beacon is, so we have the rocket with the timer, but we don't actually have a beacon. So I'm not too sure what he's on about there, activate the beacon at precisely this timer when it reaches nothing. I don't know if he's meaning from the previous things we've seen, or if he's meaning the rocket. Because for those wondering, the rocket is also made out of the same parts in which the beacon is made out of, or all of the previous beacons that we've seen in Fortnite Battle Royale. So there's some really cool and exciting stuff right there, and I hopefully will suspect that we will see the rocket take off, and that's probably what he's referring to as the beacon right here. So then he goes to explain the 0 point must be contained once more, as if this has happened in the past. It's like something he's dealt with. Maybe the visitor himself, the reason he came in that meteor, because he knew this virus, this thing that is going on, all these science elements which I talked about in the previous 2 videos, this is happening, and he's kind of, it's his job to stop it. He's like the police, kind of like the Enforcer skin that we saw in Season 5, which we just haven't seen since. So maybe we might see him get impacted within this event. I don't think we will because, you know, a lot of the other previous skins haven't really reflected too much on the Fortnite storyline. For example, the Ice King, he didn't really do much other than summon a bunch of ice on the map, which lasted a few days, and the Fire King broke free and the volcano appeared. That's really all that happened there. Obviously, that all led to the Polar Peak monster being born. It was clear that the Ice King's eggs didn't all get taken by the Fire King, and that obviously led to the monster. I'm going a little bit off topic. Let's jump back onto where we are at with this though. So he next states in his tape, if they are correct, it will be the end. And that's it. He just leaves it there. And maybe we might see Fortnite tweet out another tape on their Twitter, but maybe not. It's like a cliffhanger for the end event, which is really exciting. Obviously, we don't know what the end is going to be. I assume he's saying there in the tape that if all this goes correct, the actual meteor, the cube, the monster's corpse, the actual orb itself at Loot Lake will all disappear, and then eventually the actual thing will just be cleared and the world will be free. However, that's probably not going to happen. Something's bound to go wrong on this, and that's probably why he's saying it's the end. But in our terms, something's going to go wrong, and it is actually going to be the end of the Fortnite Battle Royale map. So that's some really exciting stuff to note right there, and I do assume that will probably be the case for this event. Now, in my previous videos, I have talked about how this relates to Save the World, and one of the things that I gathered from playing the actual brand new out of time LTM in Save the World or event type thing was they did mention how potentially there could be a Chapter 2 start. You can see that on screen right here, which could indicate that Season 11 may not be actually called Season 11. It may be renamed and called Chapter 2 Season 1. So it'll have like 2 dashes in front of it, like the Roman numerals, and then Season 1 again. So we go back to Season 1, but with Chapter 2. Now, will we see a new map? I talked a little bit about this in yesterday's video. I did mention how there are still things on the Fortnite map right at this moment in time that are still under development. Now, one thing that could happen, which would be pretty interesting, would be for them to destroy all of the Rift Beacon sections. So during this event, something goes wrong with all of the Rift Beacon sections when they all explode, and obviously that will cause something else to appear there in Season 11, not giving us a new map, but doing a lot of damage to the island we have. Because as we know, we've seen the brand new hut which is being constructed at the football pitch area. Now, if that hut itself is going to be constructed throughout Season 11, we can expect the damage from these Rift Beacon areas may not deal damage to that area when something goes wrong during the event, because obviously we'll see that be constructed throughout Season 11. But the areas we will see damage at will be all of the Rift Beacon areas on the map, so Greasy Grove, Moisty Palms, Gotham City, all of these locations which are under the Rift Beacons will take some damage at some point, which would make perfect sense. I do also think the rocket might do some damage to the volcano during the event, and as we know, we won't be on the map when we're watching the event. We'll be put somewhere in the sky, watching the island from a distance like always with the events. So it'll be interesting to see what is actually going to take place and how it's going to work. I'm very excited to see how Fortnite are going to do this, and I suspect that a lot of things that do happen during this event will change the entire next 10 seasons of Fortnite Battle Royale. You can expect all that content covered on my channel for you guys. I can't wait to see where the visitor is going to take us with this event. Now, relating back to Save the World a little bit more, I have looked into it a little bit further, and there are things in Save the World which are in Battle Royale. In my previous 2 videos, I did mention how the vendor tech side of stuff is implemented into Battle Royale. That itself is a great point to make, and this could be the moment that we see Save the World coming for free in Season 11. Or, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I recommend checking it out, I mentioned also the fact that we could be getting an entire brand new mode. Just like Creative, Save the World, Battle Royale, they're the 3 we currently have, but adding one more would be awesome. Now, usually they add them around Christmas. Last year, they added the creative mode at Christmas time, which was a great time to add it. A lot of people enjoyed it. I loved it. So many people were playing it. It's been an amazing game changer for Fortnite and the community itself. So, thinking of it that way, maybe we won't get the brand new LTM type thing or brand new game mode, or I don't even know what you call it. How would you even put that into a category? If you guys have got any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not too sure how I would categorize the game modes, because it's a different game. It's like a game inside of a game. It's like mini game. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is we may get Save the World for free at the start of season 11 or season 2, chapter 2, season 1, or we get that not for free and get a brand new mode. But if it came for free at the start of season 11, that means that Fortnite would be able to bring out the brand new game mode entirely, like a creative type thing or Save the World thing, at Christmas again to pull in more numbers and more people playing the game. It really does work. Like, you know, creative was massive. So many people loved it and all the big creators covered it. Now, yesterday, I didn't explain it too well, but I've been scouting around on some of the bigger creators' channels like Lachlan and people like that who made videos on the Fortnite creative mode before it was even announced. They actually had access to it at Epic Games. And some of them have not actually been uploading too much Fortnite content or even mentioning anything about the event. Maybe because they already know what's going to happen and they're kind of contracted into not saying, or they've kind of been told everything that's going to be there after season 11, so they just don't want to talk about it because they'll give stuff away. I've seen that with a few creators actually. If you look back at when creative was first introduced, a bunch of creators were actually at the season, like it was season 7's kind of creative panel thing that they hosted. They invited some of the top creators like Myth, Lachlan, and the Littlewood, people like that. They're the sort of people I saw who were there, and I can't remember it. There's lots of others as well, but I can't remember all the names. They're just the 3 I remember at the top of my head. And, you know, they haven't uploaded too much about this event, which makes me think that there is something else coming and they already know, because they don't. Obviously, if I knew, I wouldn't want to be sat here making videos talking about something that I already know what it is, which is what I like about it. Now, obviously, if Fortnite were to tell me, I'd have to change up my content leading up to the event, and I wouldn't be able to mention anything. And I'd probably still make content analysing the tapes, but they wouldn't be as much in depth as this, and they'll just be short videos with me analysing the tapes. But this is actually looking slightly further into the community. And, you know, if you go and check them channels out, you will see that they aren't really uploading anything to do with the event yet. Obviously, they'll probably stream it, but, you know, it's something to note, because you can expect me streaming the event. If you want to see that on my channel, make sure you're subscribed. I will be streaming the event for you guys. But these sort of channels, they do cover a lot of stuff, but they haven't covered what is happening right now. Obviously, they'll cover the event, and it will be interesting to see if they do know what is going to happen in Season 11, because previously, what happened with Season 7 is they actually uploaded their videos 2 days to a day before, and Lachlan's one somehow got leaked. I'm not too sure how. I think it was an accidental upload. But it's something that we may see them actually do over at Epic. You know, when the downtime goes down between season 10 and 11, we will see all these creators who have had access to this early, not many, usually about 15 to 20, we'll see them actually publish whatever is going to be coming into the game, if that is the case. And if that is the case, I'm not guaranteeing it is, it's just a theory that I've got. If that is the case, I'll be sure to take bits and screenshots and stuff from their videos and try and explain what is coming for you guys, like always I do. Try and create as much as possible and give you guys everything that you need in Fortnite Battle Royale. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to smash that subscribe, smash that notification bell. If you've made it right to the very end of this video, comment down below, brute, and that'll let me know if you've made it right to this very end of the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and once again, this is Postboxpat, signing out.
What the 7 of us are attempting is very risky. I suspect they are not the only ones watching, but it must be done or we lose the bridge forever. I speculate that no one calculated the formation of the island, and that interdimensional matter collisions would resolve rather than push. Now that I witnessed it firsthand, it's obvious that tension alone made it inevitable. When I hear this again, will it help me remember? Or once looped, will I be just as muted as the others? No matter. It seems the lengthy precautions worked. The theorem was a success. You arrived outside the loop at the exact moment of expansion. This effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction. What I didn't factor was that the only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself. Thus this hasty and primitive recording, and why now I find myself looped. Activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will be the end.